Hey. Hello. How you doing, guys? Hopefully you're doing as good as, Judd here. How you doing? Let's see. Yeah, today we're going back to the game. Snowball game. Let's see. Whew. We can also talk about the movie a little bit. Oh, the Galaxy movie. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with spoilers, but, I don't know. It's hard, because, like, it's, well, we could do the Galaxy spoilers, but then it's, like, on the off chance that someone that still wants to watch it, but then still hasn't been able to. I don't know. What is the grace period? Is it more than like a week? I mean, I feel like if you're gonna want to watch it and care, then at least you would want to watch it within the first week. After that, it just seems weird to be like, oh yeah, I want to watch it, but I'll wait 2 weeks before actually sitting down, you know. But yeah, I just got lucky and got a nice, not too bad of a spot on the first day. Had a nice evening after class. But yeah, we can talk about that. But this will be an interesting work day, trying to figure out some technical things maybe. It'll still be fun. So yeah. Stick around, I guess, please. And yeah. Yeah, otherwise I've been doing pretty good. I've just been super exhausted and tired from class in school. Where this week will be the last normal week. So like half my stuff is due by Friday for next Friday. And, yeah. Welcome, Brony. Lawsuit from Hasbro? Oh, no. Interesting. Not sure how real any of that is, what you're saying there, but okay. Yeah. Yeah, I keep getting, like, recommended videos from, like, that Mario puppet show. I guess I watched it a little bit of just, like, clips here and there, but I never, like... It's like me with, like, Annoying Orange and, like, all those other shows where it's like, I never sat down and just, like, okay, here I go, I'm gonna watch it. You know, watch a full episode. So I just see all these out of context clips kind of stuff. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Today we're gonna work on doobie-doop. Doobie-doop. Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the wrong preload video. There we go. Okay, let's get my live cam view. Okay, cool. welcome. Buttoned up for the cold here. So we're playing in the snow. This is just my temp, kind of a lot of dummy stuff going on. None of this is, I don't think any of these matches I want to use for real. But, let's play music. There we go. Okay, so. This game has been a lot of work. Let me just play it. So, nothing's really super gameplay wise, but you can move left and right and it'll like snap you into that lane and go zoop zoop. So you can try and do this a little bit. You can press spacebar, you can jump, and that's kind of about as it as in terms of functionality I got. That cube here is just not really moving or has any kind of things going on with it. No programming or anything, logic inside of it. and the floor is actually the texture that's just having its UV texture moving across one axis, and just the way that I set it up, the texture just makes it look like it's infinitely scrolling. But yeah, we're not moving in space because this box doesn't have anything, so we're literally just frozen in place right now. So this looks pretty cool though, alright? But yeah, it's only got 3 lanes, and it's got, yeah, it's just jump right now. So what I want to do today is figure out some more stuff. Probably should have had Gemini open so I could do coding, because I don't know how to code. Says 99% of this kind of code is from Gemini, so sorry about that. But I've tried to figure it out. I like to like read the AI code and be like, what is going on? And then change things that they need to. And be like, oh, okay, I get it. In some sense, you know. But otherwise, it's like, yeah. SML, I don't know what that stands for, so I can't help you there. It's a YouTube show where it's very adult, a lot of adult content stuff. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. There you go. What Brony said. Let's see. What do I want to do? What should we start with? Because we can do 3D. Because we can either make like the level itself. I don't know. Oh, I want to show my new inspiration. Should have pulled this up earlier. Sorry, I've just had to now search for it. Sonic Dash Snow Mountain Zone. Let's see one that's more widescreen. I think this one seems okay. KHG is the channel. I'm just gonna pull this up real quick. That I want. So this is a mobile game. I'm not gonna make it as super dynamic as this as my game, but the kind of gameplay feel of going between left, right, and middle, and then certain things happening, where like you collect power-ups and then defeat enemies, and then it's like a temple run kind of style where you either choose to jump on things or don't, or like slide or stuff. But this is my next goal, is to try and make this kind of game play in the most easy, simplified version of this. So I want to see if I can do, I want to make like little like islands where, instead of making an entire 3D level like this, I want to make like little chunks of level, and then they throw at you. So let's see. Obviously, this is not gonna do this. This is dumb. It's like, I don't get the point of that. But yeah, something like this where you're jumping and then do, and then jump and then do, kind of thing. Make some module blocks of level, and then have it randomly choose between all of that to then figure that out. So let me go to Toon Boom actually and draw. If this loads up, maybe. There we go. So this is my planning board in Toon Boom. This is where I got all my design documents. Beautiful design documents here. Let's see. So where are we? Color. Okay. So I want to have it where you have the horizon, and then here's your gameplay, and then you got 3 lanes, 1, 2, and 3, and then you got your ball character, and then she's rolling, shoo shoo shoo, shoo shoo shoo. Then we're going forward, and that's basics of the game. And then at some point a block or 2 would show up, and then these go down, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, either I jump over it or I go over to the left and then be safe. So be very, very easy little problem solving. But you saw it as a video, so I don't have to over engineer that. What I do want is to have little blocks of level. So you would have this is like a side view. So you'd be the ball, and then there'd be like this chunk, and then you would have those chunks of 1 or 2 things, and it'd be like a train system. This is just for me to figure out how to program this. This is my idea of this. And then you would have some other shapes, like a tree or something. And then we have another one. And so off in the distance, it'll be like choosing, you know, be like the random generator will be here. And then it'll go through the list and be like, I choose this one, you know, where it's got 2 trees. And it's like, and it'll go, and choose this one, and then it'll shove out, that's an arrow, any combination of like one of them, and then shove it out, and then the ball will then do the level. So something like that. So I can make a basic building block snow ground, and then make a whole bunch of different variations of the obstacles. Because otherwise I was thinking like I had to do like super more advanced programming of like, how do I dynamically have it so like the RNG thing can figure out and be like, because if it chooses something, even, you know, something simple as this, it'd be like, well, would it think that it needs to put some sort of tree in some X, Y, Z location, plus make sure that the rock doesn't clip into a tree, make sure that things that are long, you know, obey that there's combinations that can't work, and it's like the amount of like that is going to be too much to figure out, because otherwise you have like, you know, a super long rock, and then it'd be like, oh no, but I wanted a tree right in this, and it puts it in this position or something. In theory, you could have like a super like checkerboard kind of thing and say super amount of logic, be like, okay, well, a tree is 1 block, and then you have like a 2 size thing, maybe something that's this tall as an obstacle, and so it'll be like, okay, maybe this fits here, this fits here actually. And then I could do this where I can have like logic to be like, if meshes are here, and if block 1 by 1 is here, don't have it intersect with 2 by 1, but 1 by 2 it's this, and you know. So if I create, you know, 10, 20, whatever different amount of combinations that are handmade design, then I can make this kind of thing where they're just different levels basically that are set up to be correct. So hopefully that makes sense, right? Is that a good enough idea? Because when I did it with the 2D version, it was much easier, because then it was just like one thing would just come after another. And so they were like the original one was like on a timer with the 2D version, where like it would be after 1 or 2 seconds, it would then shove out the next thing. And then I just made sure that none of them were big enough, or that's timing was actually set up to not have them overlap. But with 3D, I had to think about all of this 3D space. So this is top down, basically. So it's like, how many things could I fit? And it's like the limits, and then it just gets way too complicated. So this little train system will be interesting, maybe? Either they could be butt up against each other, or I can have ones where they're specifically designed to be shorter and then have like some sort of ramp or something that then you'd be like, whoa, and then yeah, and then fall onto the next one. So maybe. So that's what I'm thinking with all this. What do you think? Did I explain that enough well? Maybe if I draw this arrow better, you guys would understand. Oh, why can't I draw it? That's I can't draw like those arrows I'm trying to. I'm assuming. There you go. So this is the RNG ball of whatever. Yeah. Let's make it so it fits on screen, so I don't have to think about that. There you go. Okay, so we can try and make some different models, maybe? I don't know if I can figure out the logic of moving things forward in space today. Maybe I can figure that out with AI to figure out the coding. But, yeah. At least just make the level basic model there. Let's work on that next. Okay. So what we got now is just a flat plane. I guess it's pretty flat. It's basically flat. Level here that just has the texture. Somewhere it's being UV changing, that it's changing some value over time when it plays, like this, in the other direction. Yeah, it's doing this. So it's minusing the X value and scale of your UV or something, or maybe the offset. This offset would make more sense. Yeah, so it's doing this over time. It's still hard with the graph, but so that's all it's doing, is that it's changing the texture location over time. And you can do that in any direction, like you can even do this. But basically, the script of that is saying, I don't know where that is. Some sort of ground 3D. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, offset. If the material is a base material 3D, so it's like, why would I think that? Then the material UV 1 offset in the X direction is now the current offset. And then, but else if the material is a shading material, then such. Oh, what? Where's my word wrap? I don't know. Wanted to have it not fall off the edge. Here. So, scroll speed. Oh, I can set the scroll speed to a certain amount, or I can set this to be some increasing amount, like over time. Like I could do this times delta, and then, oh yeah, I got that. Scroll speed times delta would then maybe make it, delta is the time value, but it's not specifically up. It's more uptime than just regular time. There's a lot. But yeah, so let's make this real. So I don't know what the measurements are. So it might be trial and error to figure out just on my end what one scale is. So if I go into Blender and just start modeling, will I get the right scale to be this? Well, actually I can use this maybe. 7 by 11 by 10. Where's the 10? I don't know what the 10 is. This should do... Oh, that's UV scale. Oh, here we go. These ones. So it's... Oh, we got meters. Nice. So, left and right is 6.5. Y is up and down, really short. And then Z is how long it is. So, actually, it's that way. Then which way is wide? Oh, what? I was looking at the colors here. That this is X. Okay, so it's 6.5 tall, really short, and then more wide than it is tall somehow. Okay. Keep those numbers in mind, and then we'll go into here, go into Blender. I got a new file here. I always delete everything out because we don't need anything here. And we'll start fresh with a, wait, we're gonna use a cube. Never mind. Could use a plane. I think a cube might make things slightly easier. Okay. So location set to 0, and then we'll go in. And we'll just have fun modeling this now. We wanted this to be real short. In a way, we can have it be up to the top here. There you go. Okay. So we can have it be there, and then what did we say? The problem is that all the X, Y, Z orientation's different in Godot. Like I was like getting confused of whether or not X or whatever. The problem is that this is Y along the this way, but in Godot Y is up and down. So whether or not that's gonna flip everything over, I don't know. But yeah. So at least we can try and... There's probably better ways to model this, but whatever. I can try and scale along the Y. And if it's the wrong direction, then at least I could just rotate it again in here or something. Like if I need to just like rotate it this way afterwards, I'll at least know what that means later. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, something went wrong. Let's go back. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna learn to use Adobe Animate and animate my own OC character. Whoa! Awesome. Have fun with that. Excuse me. Bless me. How we animate? Are you using? You're not using any of these. Anything that was leaked, right? Of course you aren't, right? You're being a good artist and making your own stuff, right? There we go. So make it a certain size and then probably need to just make it bigger afterwards. Okay. So we got this. Could save it and just put it in to see. Because it is going to re-import this. I got the file here. So it does know how to import Blender files, but I read online that it likes to have a very specific one that's called FLT something. So if I try to export, I can get it to be a GLTF 2.0 file. Is what it wants. But apparently you could just put a Blender file in, but I feel like it's more recommended, or I'll probably just remove a bunch of internal code or something. So, but yeah. So let's do this. Want to have 3 lanes, so I can have that. Okay. So what I want to do is move these over a certain amount, probably on that line there. And then I'm gonna make little ridges that go up for like a, I don't know, like a snowbank in the middle. Like the Sonic Dash doesn't have, it's more like a texture. I can find that again. This one. So the way they have it is just like here. Get it good. Do it without the arrows. It just has like this arrow, but it doesn't have like, it doesn't, yeah, here. It's got this darker area here, and then light, and then dark here again. And like that's enough to show that it's a different lane, but it's not quite clear as if it being a track or something. So that's what I want to do, where I want to have some raised edges. So I think I need more right there. Okay. So I want you, I think I put too many there. Let's see, I think I want this up, and then need this up, and this up, and then I need to spread those out. So I'm gonna extrude on the Z in Blender. And so now you got lanes, but I'll have to set up the widths of this better. So I need you along the X, move over a little bit, you over here a little bit. Should I do this more mathematical? Probably, but at least for now I can just get some sort of visual here. Yeah, see? Yeah. So you like ju, and then zoom. They got these little barriers. Okay. Let's make this whole thing longer. Just a bit. Mash that up. Okay. So that's mostly how I want it. And then I can then round this out and then move things and stuff afterwards. I can export it to a GL whatever. So hang on. Gotta export. Export to GLTF 2.0. I'm gonna put this in the, should I put it in the background or obstacles? I'm gonna put it in the background. And I'm gonna call this the 3D ground snow. Level. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff I can do. I can include, there's only the cube that is in there, and then transform data. I could include animation shape keys. Export GLTF 2.0 file. Then we open Godot, importing. Did it work? There it is. Boop. Hey, there we go. Reset that to 0. So we need to make it a little bigger. Let's see how that looks anyway. I don't know if it's gonna explode. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that's working. We just gotta scale it up. A little wider, a little bigger. Yeah, that's the one thing is I can't see how big things are supposed to be. Cause I can see this and be like 6.5 by 12. But this is gonna say the scale is 1 by 1 by 1 because that's the scale of its internal whole object. But because this was a plane that I stretched out to be larger, where the original plane scale would have been 1 by 1 by 1. So just gotta now imagine it being slightly different size here. So we need it to be way wider. And then how much more wide? Probably like 5 times longer, 4 times. 1, 2. Let's go 3 times. So I can do a tricky thing. I could do scale Y 3, and then it made it 3 times longer. And then let's move it. Let's move it in the Y up to about here. And then what else? I think it needs to be lowered a bit, and obviously the guide rails needs to be shorter. Just trying to. Where's my zeroed? Let's go a little lower. Okay. So that's that. Do I just save it and then does it re-import? Oh, nice. Didn't change though. Why didn't it change? If I read, it's the same size. Oh, I think I was saving the Blender file, the whole original file. Yeah, but it didn't because I need to re-export the. It can't be modified. Okay. So I think I need to save as, or just save over the GLTF file again. So we'll do that again. It's okay. Don't worry, it's not technical difficulties. We're just saving and exporting. Essentially gonna click on the same file and then say export. And then go back to Godot and it should re-import and then see what that does. Yeah, it moved. Yeah, it just automatically just booped and then different. So nice, that's closer. You can see these are pretty good actually. Let's see if this works. Yeah, nice. Okay. Zoom 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 zoom. Ha ha ha. Check that out. Okay. Maybe we can keep fiddling with that, but that's pretty good for right now because I can move on with this. So I can put a texture on it. Maybe? I don't know if I want to do textures right now. But at least that's more or less what I want. I could give it the same texture maybe. Welcome, Cookie. How you doing? Is this a whole? Hey. Just put this into Blender. I made a new object in Blender of the snow level itself. So it's a little hard because I don't have a scale reference, so I've just been going back and forth of like, is this big enough? Do I need to make that shorter? What do I need to do? So, let me get you a little shorter. There you go. Now I can see your text, or your profiles. So, I was able to export this file and then put it into Godot. And it's a little different, but I'm not gonna keep playing with it too much so I can move on. So I got more fish to fry with this, where I want to have individual train pieces. What are those called? Like, just different cargo boxes for levels. So I want to have it where each cargo thing is its own design level, per se, like these little micro things that have set up pre-made obstacles. And then the RNG ball will say choose 1 through 10 or something, and then say 2, and then ID 2 block will then show out, and then whatever obstacles are on that ID would then show through the level and appear. So I was thinking that might be simpler than trying to have it so it's dynamically figuring out the obstacles, because I feel like the obstacles would then kind of have to have their own internal logic of like, well, I'm a big tree or I'm a fallen log that's this wide, you know, like if big log here is too wide, and then it's like, well, if I let it up to RNG chance, it'll probably overlap, or at least it won't just be aesthetically nice. So I might have to manually make a whole bunch of micro things like this, and then have those be connected by trains and then figured out. And then it might be some of them might have gaps that might be like half as short or twice as short, that might have a ramp, and then it would jump over to the next island. So yeah, hopefully that sounds plausible. Yeah, get a golf ball. Ooh, like, oh yeah, we could have like different textures for golf balls. Okay. So that's that. What if I rename this if it'll get upset? Probably. Let's find out. 3D ground. Oval. Okay. And then what should we do next? Let's see. Could make some of these things here. Or a different character? Ooh. I feel like that would go against my story, where I have Derpy do this whole thing of her getting she's delivering a letter to the Yeti, and then she falls and like trips on a rock, and then it's like, oh, I wonder what that sign means, and then falls and then becomes a snowball. But yeah, the whole thing is that I got different hats you can change out, and then those could be references. I think we were saying that some other time too. It could have like a Rainbow Dash hat looking thing. And that's gonna be too hard to also change the entire thing there. Of course, all we have is that's okay. I just saved the blend for, I probably should move the blender file so it doesn't get it every single time. But yeah, I got this. Probably should change this at some point too. This is the snowball, which has her as the texture here. Just need to move this down and then get these snowbanks probably shorter. I was gonna have them rounded out or something. What should we do next? So we can do the whole level itself and figure that out. We can do add random things. I guess we should do the regular whole thing. But if we do, yeah, we have to figure out if this is the right direction to move forward with. This is what I've been thinking of in planning. So I want to move on with this or move forward with this. But I don't know. It's the simplest way for me to figure out and just have the entire block be an obstacle rather than having it be up to RNG chance of being like, well, I sure hope that it doesn't create like 3 trees you can't avoid, you know, because I don't want it to be RNG of being like, whoops, there's 3 things that you can't jump over, and then it gets stuck, you know. So it'd be nice if it's like, don't do that, and have at least one open, and then it can go over to the left and go through. So that's the idea, by having it be just these big blocks of obstacles that are predetermined to be, that are for sure gonna have at least some sort of opening. So they can go through. Yeah. Oh, looks so snug, thank you. I try to keep warm. Yeah, I hate that I can't put my space heater on during stream, otherwise it has a whole fan. I mean, it's right next to my foot here. So I'm not warm, but Derpy's trying to be warm. Yeah. Okay. Let's do programming on the obstacles as if the obstacles were set up. Like if this was one obstacle. And we have it do this. Because that's the origin point there. So let's have it so you can just move, and then we can put stuff on it just to test it, and then we'll have an RNG maker obstacle thing then moved over. So let's just set it up for now where it needs to, essentially the very simple thing of just having it have a new script. And then on ready, we just have it itself move forward in what kind of space? Probably Z space apparently. So, okay. How do we do that? Good question. How do I code that? Welcome, Mike. I'm trying to figure out, I added a block here, a new, more or less better object that I just really quickly made a blender. So now I want to see if I can have it move in space in a Z axis apparently. So on ready, I need the whole object to move. Probably obstacle might have it. On ready. Get to spawn point, move and slide, global position. I'm gonna take some of this and then put that in here. Actually, that'd be in here. So that would be a pass. And then here, every frame we do this. Doesn't like that. Move and slide is not in base self. That's not good. Because we do want it to move. Game measure game speed times delta. It could just be. Sure. Global position Z. Is this gonna work? No. It's gonna give me thousands of errors. Oh, there it goes, it did it. It's gone. Oh, it's blinking, that's it. Oh my god. Negative Z? Is that a thing? No, of course not. Then how, negative global position dot Z? So I need it to be really slow. It needs to be, don't times it by delta. Even this. That's too fast. So maybe that needs to be times -5 or something. So how to do that? How do I set it to be the negative global position dot negative Z is what I want it to do. but it's not happy? Is it gonna even run? No. Okay. Ooh, it's just, oh god, it's still trying. Oh my god. Let's do Z. Huh? Oh, it's gone. Maybe it already went that far? What happened? Times... Where'd it go? Let's just do this. This is why everything takes years to make games. Because I don't... Where did it go? It's gone now. It's just gone. Let's do X to see if it's... See if it's doing anything. Where? Oh, it's just gone. Okay. That's what I want it to happen. It's for it to be negative. Oh, it's positive Z this way. But we had a positive Z, but it's. So this is minusing it, going away. What? So what was wrong? We'll put in. We'll add the delta back in. We'll change it back to Z. So it's now back where it was earlier, where it was showing up. And there it goes. Okay. So now we know that that works. I mean, not, but what's this negative here? Get rid of that. Okay. And then. Oh, not still. You can still play. But now it's not moving at all? What was the negative here doing? Okay. I want to put this here. I thought it took a second, so I was like, maybe it works. How do I flip this? Problem is that it technically should be moving. If I add to it, it is going the direction that I want to. But then when I play it, it shoots out the opposite way and it just keeps going away from the camera in a negative position when I said it was a positive Z value. So, I don't understand. All I want for it to do is just to do this towards the ball direction, which is a positive value in that direction. So when I write it, extend a node, and then every frame, the global position Z is this. If GameManager.GameSpeed is weird, we can look that up. Game speed. Game speed. Max game speed is 2000. Game speed is 350. Where did that come from? It is a positive. If I change this to a negative, and then test it. Ooh, woo. Whoa. Whoa. Is there a reset? Don't think there's a reset. I had to like play it again. So it springs forward and then back, but then it gets stuck. So something else is probably moving it in some way. Speed increase, max speed. I could have it be... Delta's not gonna be fast. What if I just say negative 50. Wait. That's not gonna over time, dude. Yeah, now it's just over. What? Okay, so we need 50 times delta. I love how this is like probably the easiest thing that, you know, any programmer who's looking at this is like, are you getting stuck on this for like 3 hours? Like, what are you doing? 100, is that gonna do it? Well, what is delta? Delta is the lookup symbol? Okay. There is some way to look up. There's like a whole tutorial thing. Where did that go? Search up. Online docs? Search up. Delta? It's a property. Is this a website? Okay. No, it's not about delta. I think it's just because it's a thing. It's not a... It's like a mathematical thing, so it's not really exactly an object called property. Because these are properties and methods. But delta's not exactly to... It's like a time-based thing. It's basically like every frame it changes because it's like it's the uptime. But it's not like per second. It's kind of like whatever it wants to do. So it gets really confusing. Yeah. Okay. Are we using AI? Trying to see if I had my game one that I was working with. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, hey, I want this to happen. And then it just popped all of this out. And I was like, cool. And I copied all of this. And then I was like, can you explain stuff? And I was like, sure. And then it did all this. So I just copied it. And it's like, it worked. And I was like, whatever. Yeah. So this is to get the... Oh, this is the basic controls. So I can get the left and right and jumps and stuff to work. Made a new program. Then I wanted its UVX offset to change value every frame. And then it was like, sure. Here you go. So I was like, alright, great. And it just popped this in. Right. See, yeah, it says delta. I guess I can ask what delta is, just as a quick thing too. Let's see. See, all of this is like, sure, I could figure this out if I spent years learning all of this, but then it's like, it's just not my forte enough to be like, how to write this exactly. Direction. Move towards. What? I did a lot. This was like over a couple hours too, so. Get to the bottom. Okay. So, explain delta, time? Sure. Okay. Delta represents the amount of elapsed time between a current frame and a previous frame. So if it's 60 FPS, each frame lasts approximately, what? 0.0166 seconds? So it's based on frame rate and the amount of time between current frames. Okay. This game logic is tied to the frame rate. 1 unit per frame. I don't know what my frame rate is. It's probably 60. I don't know. So that's how you can get animations and timings to work, I guess. Process delta, visual updates like the UV scrolling. Oh, it remembered. It runs as fast as the processor allows. Okay. Physics process delta. Used for moving in collisions. Okay. Oh my god, it didn't even give me this. What the? Huh. Right. Sure, I guess. Okay, so can I say this with words? There's this way to like have a microphone, so I don't have to type it. Whatever. I guess I'll do the hard part of typing out what I want. Made a new mesh for the level. Ground plane. I want it to slide along the z-axis. On delta time, I guess. At a constant rate. The code below I'll attach is what I have, but the mesh shoots way far away in the opposite direction. I want it to move in the positive axis, and then we copy this. Is that what I want? Sure, whatever. That's close enough. Do. Help! I think the question was asked. Means your mesh is shooting away or jumping is because of the equal sign? What do you mean? You're set in position to a fixed value 100 times the delta every frame. Instead of moving forward, the mesh is stuck vibrating at a tiny value near the world origin? Okay. To move at a constant rate, you need to add to the current position. Have I got, what was that? I just can't. Yeah. Have I got, have I got smart mode on? Oh, thinking mode? I don't know. Well, I mean, that it does take a while. I don't have, I'm doing free mode too, so I think it takes like 10 times longer for it to get a response, and it's, doesn't seem like it changes. This seems to be good enough for what I need. Until I need like some super physics or something, then I probably would go to thinking. Okay, so change it to equals to a plus equals. See, stuff like that is like, oh, of course, what a dummy I am for not considering whatever. Float equals 10. What? So the global position plus equals slide speed, which this is the slide speed value is a float, and that equals a value of some kind times delta. Okay. In Godot's 3D space, negative z is forward and plus z is backwards. What? If you want the ground to move towards the camera, move it into positive is what I do. We'll figure that out. Since you're making a lane-based game, likely an infinite runner style, dang, okay. Moving to ground is a great way to handle the speed. You're right. So, are you planning to teleport the background back to its start once you reach a certain point? Yeah, it's already thinking ahead. What the? Okay, jeez. Okay. I forgot how smart this can get. Okay. So all I gotta do. What was it? Let's add the. Yeah, whatever. Let's just see if this works. Oh my god, it worked. Okay. Let's change that to 5. Make that slower. It's working. Jeez. Crackers. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Ugh. See, I can look at this and be like, ah, yeah, yes, yes, that is supposed to happen. I guess the plus, whatever. What was it else about the variable? Export slide speed, float. So we need to add this, and then change this to the 5, and then we change this to be equal to slide speed times delta. There we go. Please say thank you. Yeah, next time I need something, I'll say thank you for that. Next I need that. Okay. Oh my god. Doesn't it take like more whatever energy to say to thank you for needs, because it needs to parse that thank you or something and then create a response to that and adds more to the internal assets or credits or whatever. Oh god. And I can jump. Yay. Okay. Well, that's exactly what I wanted, so I'm happy. Oh my god. Okay. Was a robot character from your Derpy cartoons before or after AI got going? Let's check. Derpy robot? Yoshi Greenwater? Am I just literally doing a Bing search for my own video? A Derpy robot repair? I think it was before, but whatever. This one's from 2019. I think this one's a sequel of some kind. Maybe? Yeah. Bye, Bronny. Thank you. Adios. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do next time, but yeah, be ready for whatever that'll be. See ya. Yeah, this, Derpy Robot Repair was from June 2019? Oh, is this one? Yeah, the little robot. I created AI. Oh no. Oh yeah. What happens? So the dad works a machine, and it's like an analyzer. So like you give it a rock, and it's like, let me put it in my belly. Oh, it's a rock, and then it can give you all the stats on it. See? Let's put a muffin in it. I don't know what a muffin is, and then it explodes because that wasn't in its database or something. Anyway, you can watch the full thing on my channel. Derpy Robot Repair from June 2019. There you go. Okay. How do I pan? Oh, jeez. Yeah, some really cool and smart guy probably made that. But he's so handsome. I want to touch the block. Q block. Just want to move that over, just that was just OCD. Okay, so now we got a way to have this big block move along in space. Let's hide the real big ground plane. This guy. Let's hide this. The collision shape is still here though. So that's interesting. Or maybe? Well, I can still see the box for it. I think the mesh and colliders are separate entity boxes, template things, whatever. Is that box? Because that box shouldn't fall because there's still the collision shape. Yeah, there's still a collision box. So I'm not falling through the world yet until I delete that other original box, the original ground plane that was, until I delete this bit, because it still has that collision box still somewhere. Yeah. So, meow. Okay. So now, question is, should I, for this train concept, what would be the easiest? Oh, I think I can just make a compilation where I can make a new object that has the mesh of the level and then have an additional object that's the other, I want to call symbols. So I can make a tree symbol and then make that on its own, make a rock symbol, and then have the level as its own symbol. And then I can make a new symbol that then is all of this together. And then say that's an own symbol, and then the RNG box will say, I'm gonna make level block 3 and then shove that out. And it'll equal all of these together in this formation. So we'll do that. So I just need to make a whole bunch of different assets, like trees and pear sprites and whatever's, rocks and stuff, and then by having each of the individual object symbols be collision and everything, and then I can put that into one compilation thing. So neat. Okay. So we'll do that. So we can make, we can make this, I think this needs to be wider. Scale X, just a little wider, and then a little longer. Okay. So in here we can make a, what do we want? What do we have in the original? We had a whole bunch of obstacles. Let's go to my obstacle folder and obs. We gotta have a whole bunch of stuff. We gotta have different assets. We got a coin somewhere. Where is it going? I think I need to open it in this mode. There we go. That was like the texture mesh or some sort of, I don't know. But yeah, I got all of this. There's the animation player where it'll flip around. Let's get rid of the collision shape. It's got little sparkles and I think the sparkles have their own animations too. So these are our coins. We have a box, which I never renamed, which is just a rock, a log ramp. So in 3D, this could be double wide. So for that idea here, that then you would travel and then it would take up lanes middle and right or something. So it'd be like this guy. Or we can have the same log be flipped and then it'd be too wide this way. So then I guess that would make it harder to block something in some way, or at least it'll block off that one lane, so then it gets stuck in between two to choose, and then there could be some, not really puzzle, but at least just some sort of challenge of some kind, I guess. Yeah. Pear sprite in the 2D game would choose, it would like fly across, beep 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 beep, and then it would then choose whether or not it goes high or low route, where it would choose, if it goes high, then it'll be just enough space where if you jumped in you would hit it, and so you would have to roll underneath it, and if it goes low then you have to jump over it like a regular block or something. So this guy has more things going on where it needs to kind of choose certain things. I don't know if I have, I just have it where it gets hit wherever you hit it. I do love my 2D style, but I'm wondering if I could change it to. I mean, I could put it into a. What do you think? Do you guys think I should billboard it where it'll just be like a plane and it has this and it has this animation looking like this in a 3D environment? Or should I model it in 3D, which shouldn't be too tricky? Maybe the wings might be tricky. But I guess I might do like a hybrid 2.5D anyway, where I'd have the wings be 2D like this, and then have this wing animation be the same. But the ball might be, the circle might be a spherical ball. It'd just be easier at the angle of the game. With the game, you know what it looks like. To do it like that. I don't know. Exactly. Yeah. But I'd commit to that style. But I would have like, I wouldn't like make everything Call of Duty, you know, super realistic with everything. It'll still look like, I can still use my 2D sensibilities of stuff. It'll just look three-dimensional. Like my paper movie style, where it's like, everything's 3D, but like the barrels and any kind of prop still has hand-drawn, you know, textures on it. So, not gonna make this like Sonic movie, you know, like full-on fur and everything. You know. Except with this, I would make a model that's 3D of this shape in 3 dimensions, but then apply this texture onto it, so it'll still have like the sensibilities of it still looking 2D, is what I'm thinking of. Mark 64, yeah, a lot of enemies in Mark 64 were just 2D billboard sprites and trees too. Whereas like if you rotate around, it's like it doesn't make sense because it's like it's a 2D plane that's like you look upward. Yeah, the illusion breaks when you like look up at something, where it's like, because then it's flat, so then it's like it destroys the perspective. Yeah. 2D 3D hybrid is cool. Party brand. I think so. Yeah. I was leaning towards that, but it's like, what not? I think I was just trying to figure out whether I wanted to go full 2D or add some 3D elements to it. Is more of my question, I guess. More specific. Because it's still gonna look basically like this, but then it would just have like, instead of Mario 64, where it's just like a bomb just has like a circle texture that's just flat. So I can try and combine it maybe. We'll see. Maybe we could play around in a tree. Tree has some animation. Let's reset. Tree shake. Boop boop. Boop boop. So yeah, it'll just be adding like dimensional form into like things and then applying this 2D texture onto it. Let's see. Yeah. Well, thank you. Anyway, it'll listen up your workload and you know how to make that stuff look great. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely be my style anyway. So, okay. Let's try it with the parent sprite just to see what that looks like, maybe. Okay. So, I don't think I have the textures ready for it, or I'll have to make them or find them somewhere. Actually, I think they're probably, hopefully in here, maybe? And this loads. Parent sprite. So I made it in Toon Boom. Let's see. Where did it go? Where'd frame? That's that. Might be hidden. Let's see. Should be here. Unless I got something else that's hiding it. Display all. Where'd you go? It is here. Huh. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Yeah, it has something locking visibility. Okay. Let's put a display into here, and we'll call this power display. And now I can use this as a viewer, and then turn everything else off. That's a little easier. There he is. Look at him go. Haha. So he's got different frames, and then for some reason he's here too. But basically it is separated by different pieces, and there's different sub-drawings. Alright, that's a frame. Here's the isolated, and then here's another one there. Let's see. What do you got? Imagine clear in my head that Snowball being 3D, but Derpy's head and legs sticking out being billboard sprites. Interesting. Yeah, let me see if I can draw that real quick. So it'll be a full-on 3D sphere like that. So something like that is a sphere, and then you would have Derpy's face somehow on it, like that. Make it a different color. What's a Derpy color? Why, this one. So you got this. And then I think your arms are sticking out like that. My only concern with this is once it turns, and then, you know, that then this is here, and it's like, what does this frame look like? You know, when she's like down here, when she's like face planting. If this needs to somehow, you know, you get a circle sideways, and then you gotta put her billboard shape like that, you know, it's gonna be that, unless I somehow take that and then subdivide it, which might look weird, where then it's a block like and then like that, and then I might go around the curve a little easier, smoother, and then that's kind of on it, like flush along it like that or something, so that when it rotates you won't get like this weird, like that Mario 64 tree, where it's like you're looking at a tree, you know, flat on, you know, it looks fine. But then you look at it from an upward facing angle, you know, you're on a hill or something, and you're looking up at it, and it's like, and it's like, wait, or you're like looking up at it, and it's actually the same shape, is the thing. But you're looking at it from this lower, you know, angle, and it's like it's still flat, and it's like, what? Yeah, so that was my only concern, is like how this is gonna work exactly. So I'm not sure on the ball yet. If I need to subdivide this even further, you know, and have like this be like 4 or 8 something different pieces. That's just for the mesh, and then it's just easy to apply all of that onto, apply the UV onto like all of those planes. So that's not too hard. It's just whether or not I want to do that, or literally have the ball have the texture, but then the ball and the Derpy would have to be the same thing. And then if I wanted the snowball to get smaller over time, then she would have to then also move to kind of compensate for it. And then if this rotates, then you'll get this and you see the back of her maybe. So, so it might be a little tricky. Or the other solution is to somehow have her be a 3D-ish model, where you can have her in the ball, and then just kind of have her be somewhat of a 3D mesh with the hat, and then, you know, and then a 3D hand, and then you rotate her, and then get some sort of squash and stretch, like right here, and she goes, bleh, bleh, bleh. And then I can solve it. So that's my other solution, would be to somehow have a very, very rudimentary 3D model of Derpy. You know, super simple, but then it just has, you know, not too much going on. And it would still have like the same texture, so it'll still look like same colors and shadings and stuff, so it won't look different. I feel like there's always a misconception that if you go 3D, then it's gonna look different, you know? I mean, it's gonna depend on the shaders, and it's a whole bunch of like technical stuff that's like, you can remove the amount of things to make it look not as 3D, you know? Look at like anime games, you know, and it's like Uma Musume or whatever, you know, or Genshin Impact and stuff. It's like, that's 3D, but it's like, it doesn't look as 3D as other 3D games, you know, you think of. So, yeah. Hello. So, okay. I went here just so I can see what objects and pieces I have. So I have the face and different facial expressions like that. So now that we're thinking about it like that, with what I just drew, we can start figuring out our style, I think. And I think I might find it easier, even if it goes against the style sort of set up by other stuff, but because it's 3D anyway, I feel like it might make some better sense just for me to get this working, is if it's just 3D anyway. So we could billboard this entire thing as one big, you know, one giant sprite, parent sprite, and then like that, and then have that move in 3D space. You know, like this. Color. And then it would just be either, yeah, what would the perspective? Is that it's either gonna look like it's in perfect perspective as it goes along, as it goes down, or it'll look like perfect billboard, which means it's gonna be extremely square and perfect square, and then go down where it won't look like it's in the right frame of perspective, so we can have it where it's kind of going something like that or something. I don't know which way it would go, but it would go kind of what I got. It kind of goes downward in space like that. But you know what I mean. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to do it in 3D ball and then 2D stuff around it. to recreate this. Yeah. And we can figure it out. Yeah. We can decide what kind of works best of 2D flat, rounded, plane, or full 3D with some of this, but Prismatic might be the trickiest. Maybe we should work on a block or something first. Let's make a rock. I want to make a rock. Because that's not going to be as definitive art style changey as anything else. I just want to get that first done too, actually. I think I just scared myself into like, maybe not. I'm scared. I'm gonna get this and then see what we got. I want to make a rock. So we got 2 different size rocks. In 2D it made more sense because then you have to jump higher, which I guess I can still sort of pseudo do, but in 3D the height itself doesn't matter as much as maybe like the distance of how far into depth this would be. Like this could be rotated and then it could be longer or something. Yeah. But yeah, I want to make a rock first and then see if that works as a... We'll do this as a test kind of thing. Okay. So let us create a world origin. That doesn't seem right. There we go. Okay. So we will add a... What should we start with? Because we could start with not a plane or a cube. I mean, we could start with a monkey. That's also gonna be harder to deal with. I mean, some people just literally start with a point and then model. But I always find it easier to try and find out what this simplest form of what you need, and then kind of go from there. Just trying to think. I was thinking like a cube might just be good enough for now. Wanted to center around. I'm getting too used to Unreal Engine now. That's like all my keyboard shortcuts of how to do things are just so off now of like center is different. Okay, so we will call this the rock small, and we'll model it to be similar to this. So short on one end, tall on the other, just kind of rounded. So maybe a little shorter. And how do we do this? Put you up on your feet. It could go a little bit lower just in case. And then we'll just subdivide this to heck. So I can grab these. So I'll get this curve kind of thing. Like that. Nice curve. And then we'll need one here. Let's see, pull these out. Same thing here. Not gonna be too perfect with this or anything. Just try and get it to be a little bit more rounded. Back here. see where that's going. Or weird and oblong's pretty good. Scale X. See if that looks in pretty good. It's got a nice, real simple block here. For performance, you can get rid of some polygons you definitely won't need, or definitely won't be ever seen. So I can get rid of who knows how many polygons after that, to hopefully increase performance a little bit. Not with some of this, I mean, this game's not going to be pushing any kind of graphical, it's not going to win any awards for graphics. Okay. That's not bad. Do like the kind of curve going on here. Okay. More or less happy with that. We can add a modifier. Let's do a subdivision just once. Let's do a simple once. So that just adds a couple more polygons here and there to try and smooth it out. Obviously, it's still going to be pretty low poly no matter what. So what I'm going to do is just kind of scale some of this up. Now I got a whole ring of new stuff I can... I'll try and use that to my advantage and pull things around a little bit more smoother. Okay, let's play with the entire thing. It's probably gotta be way bigger. Okay. Doesn't add that much, so let's do one more. Let's do shade smooth. There we go. Still kind of weird. Ah, there we go. Alright, I got rid of all my finessing that I did, but whatever. How's that? So it's kind of like a shoe kind of shape. That's kind of weird. Oblong, kind of broken. Not perfectly smooth. There we go. Okay. So we have that. Okay. Let us try and figure out if I can get this as a texture. Okay. Let's get this. Apparently got two of them. Ah, one of them's cracked. Oh yeah, I had to figure out if I want to do a damage state for all those two to show that one of them got, if you like hit it, then it would kind of get a little smaller and have this visible crack on it. Like all this rock exploding. Okay. So let us make a new rock. Beep. So I got a new drawing. Let's copy all of this. Problem is that textures like to be on squares or like 2 up size. So I think I want to change my camera. Scene settings to actually be 1K. That's by 1,000. And then save this as a picture. Could just use this because I know how to UV map pretty well. Make this a little bigger. Okay. Honestly, this will probably work as my UV. You'll be surprised. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. So, don't need you to see me saving. It's pretty boring anyway. Not just, export, render right nodes, and we'll see if this works. Frame 1 to 1. Okay, so in my here. Toon boom. Frames. Let's see. Don't see it, but there's all my other pictures that I took. Let's check my... Going back to Toon Boom, it's loading. Default display. Background. Pair display. Don't see it. Oh, that literally is background. I thought it was BD. Oh, obstacles is what I need. There we go. Okay. Right. Call it let's call it rock UV. Rock small UV. Rename it a file. Go into frames. Yes. Okay. Export. Render right node 101. Rock. Oh, there it is. Saved it as the just to show you my progress. It saved that as the picture. So, let's delete that. Okay. So why did it do that? And also show the background. Let's turn to this design off. No, this isn't part of anything. I'm just trying to know. What else was it? There was like the sky or background. Let's get rid of that. Can also see the storyboard. And thumbnails. Okay. Export again and see how that works. Okay, I got the Perisprite. I have too many things showing up, so it's like, okay, well I removed a couple layers. It's not quite right yet. Let's try this again. Also, what, frame 3, I think. Or 4? What? Ah. What, frame 3? So let's remove Perisprite. The UI. game over. Turn everything off. Okay, that looks good. That looks better. We'll change start to be 3. Export picture. Start from frame 3 to frame 3. Go. That shouldn't happen. It looks the same, so I'm wondering. It can't be the same, right? Here's 5. 5? Huh. Got it. We have rock. We have rock. Okay. So now I can go into Blender. So I go into Blender, I go into shading, and I say I want a new shader, and I can add an image texture. Go into color, alpha. There's not gonna be any alpha. And then I'll add my picture. Open says me to find that texture, which I probably should put into the game folder instead. So let's cut the UV, find my game into the game folder, into the assets folder, into the obstacles, and we'll just paste that in. And so now we'll find it within that exact folder, into the obstacles, into this UV. Yeah, it kind of worked. There we go. So it's not quite UV perfect, but it looks pretty dang good for just putting it in there. Change you to UV editor. I don't know what you're doing here. Die. Ah. Okay. So I got 3 split screen. It's got all of this. And so that's why there's some invisible, is because the UV boxes are going into the negative zone. So first we need to unwrap. Smart UV. Actually, I wanted like Q projection or something. Q projection, cylinder, sphere. Ooh, that's good. Let's rotate this. Okay. Don't like the lighting, but that's kind of what we have to deal with. There's no lighting there. And I could go through and manually say like I want certain boxes here to be certain colors. Honestly, I'm not gonna really. Oh, I can make it really rough. So this is where it's like, oh, it's realistic. Wow, looking at HDR. Whoa, you know. Or we can turn it off. IQR, that does that. So turn that off. There's another thing I always have to turn off. Subsurface. I think they changed something else. Transmission, coat, sheen, roughness, emission. Okay. That's all good. Okay. So now, beep. Now we got a texture. Okay. So now, save that, and it's in our world origin. So I could move it over just a bit to see if I want it to be more slightly middle of the road. Like that. So that little orange dot here is my origin point. Okay, cool. So that's that. Okay, so Jesus. This game will be real. Yeah, this is what rock graphics will look like in 2026. Okay, so we selected that, saved a file, export to GLTF 2.0, and call it, not the level, we want it to be 3D rock small .glb. No animation, include selected objects. Export. Okay. So now we'll let Godot reconfigure its entire database here to figure out, like, well, we added the whole texture, we added the model, the GLTL 2.0. Gave me some mini-map? What? Gave me some scared message, so I'm not sure what's going on. Give me the level. Where's the level? There. Okay. There's the rock sprite. Let's find. What if I put it in the right folder? Hopefully. 3D rock small GLB. What? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Visibility, visible on. It is here. Look at that. But then you click off and it disappears. Huh. So I haven't done this process yet of going from Blender to Godot. So there is issues sometimes. It's a little big either way. It said something about the mini-maps were wrong. So I probably could figure out what that means. It's a way to see. That's fine. That's what I was doing. Maybe it's a shader? Let's see. Whoa. Is there a way to see the errors that were there before? Like how to find why that's broken? So I have the UV here, and it's here. It does exist, and it knows about it. If I bring the rock in, it knows about this. I could probably remove the. I'm supposed to remove something about it. Where is it? 3D rock small. Ah, okay. Was automatically imported, so it can't be modified. To make changes, a new inherited scenes can be created. Open anyway. There it is. Would appear that the UVs are backwards facing. Well, that's weird. Let's get the mesh. Here it is. Blend shape something. Blend shape mode normalized. Relative? I don't know. Some of the shadow mesh, light surface, research. Yeah, all this stuff is new to me. Process. Jeez, it made me lost. It does understand it, but it's. What? What is this? Skin? New skin? What? Skeleton? What? It seems imported instant scene or inheriting it will allow it to make changes if it feeds for it. to better understand his workflow. Did I do it wrong? Material override? No. Overlay transparency. Whatever that changes. No. Cast shadow. I mean, is there anything about material? Texture? Nope. That means I can't change anything about the texture. Why is it so weird and broken? What the? Huh. I'm not sure. Let's go back to Blender. We gotta get rid of that. And we'll go back to shading and see something's probably wrong. Backface culling, April volume, backface culling, camera, shadow. Metallic also does something. Let's just get rid of the alpha. Don't need that. Just gotta play with the shapes here. To get something slightly less pokey. Okay. Let's get a weird tail. There we go. This guy. Okay, that's better. Okay. So it's good. So I haven't done a texture with it yet. So yeah, the level I did at the beginning was just a model, and that was apparently automatically imported through Godot. And so now I'm trying to do one that has a texture, but now it's getting upset about the texture for some reason. Okay. Okay. Keyframes. That's what K does. So that's not gonna help. Okay. It's probably the way that I exported it. So let's do that again. Export GLCB. Rock small. Selected objects. Maybe I needed more things? Data? No shape keys. Materials. Materials. Placeholder viewport. No export. Image quality. Create WebP? What? Armature skinning? I don't think I did in the skinner. Plus Y up, that worked. Data, scene graph, mesh. Apply modifiers, that might have been off. UVs, normals. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. It's re-importing. This is a ignore external changes. Alert. 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 It alert. Alert. The older new one still looks pretty smooth. View. I wanted to see it in wireframe mode. Don't see a way to do that. Let's get out of here and go back to test level. Delete this and then put it back in. crazy. Oh, it's here. It's alive. I put it back in 0. Okay. It's a little big. It's a pretty big, pretty big obstacle. So, okay. Huh. Just need to flip it and make it like 3 times smaller, and then also figure out what the textures are. Colin? Bless you. Huh. What's up with that? What do you want? How is that it's sort of showing up? It's a weird thing. Yeah, my dad just sat down. Yeah. I've seen this maybe once or twice with, within Blender, but I've never seen it. Is it, oh, my normal's backwards? Who knows? Let's go back. Show normals. Show me normals. Is it on here? Face orientation? There's a way. Normals. Okay. So this tells me if anything's facing the opposite way. Okay. Everything red should be that. Normals are all facing outward. Give me faces. Huh. Weird. Okay. Shading. Should we give it a different texture and try and work backwards with maybe this texture doesn't work? Or see if anything else. Alpha, none? That does change it. It's possible that there's like, I mean, these texture, the colors from Toon Boom could be slightly not opaque. That's a weird thing. That looks over here, I don't know. 255. Okay. I'm gonna do none and see if that works. And we're gonna make it way smaller and like flipped around, I think, because I think it's this size. Add a box. Z.5. How's it there? Okay. So, okay. This is why I wanted to do something simple, so I was gonna try to like also figure this out with the pear sprite. Be like, oh no, what's going on? Let's transform back. The ball's inside there. Yeah. So we're gonna flip it 180 and make it like 3 times smaller. So Z 180, then scale all, divide by 2.8. That does make it way smaller, but that does fit pretty good. Maybe about there. And then line that up at the bottom there. Okay. So we'll get rid of the cube. Save this. That's cute. And so now we can export this again. Same block small. Include selected objects, transform, data, mesh, UV, snowballs, material export, export. If this doesn't work, I'll look it up. What stakes we have now? Okay. It's now give me an X, as if it doesn't exist or something. That's not good. Okay, it doesn't exist anymore. Open scene. What I heard of that? Well, I did something so bad that it doesn't even exist anymore. Oh, maybe I didn't have it selected. Well, nope. Let's try this again. Save, select. I've had this before where I'm trying to I've had like my Unreal Engine group project, and there's a time, where I forgot to add on Perforce, which is like this network thing. Still it's not available. But because I saved the entire scene. The Blender file. .blend. Yeah. Well, now it's working. Blender file's working. And the rock's working. So hopefully, it's open scene of this. Pre-import scene, importing scene. How do I hide? Ooh, there's that, there's that. Okay, that's the shader. Bleh. It's kind of freaking out, but at least that's working. Huh. Re-import? Nope. Still upset. Why is it still upset? Why are you upset? Why are... tell me why you're upset. Missing file or one of its dependencies. Let's do... Showing everything. Okay. Looks too big too. What is it missing then? Is it missing the texture? It's textured. It's literally here. That's my UV. What's this? That's my old one. That's my 2D rock script. Let's send it as a whole Blender file. And we will make a new collection. We'll call this, if I could rename it. Let me rename it. What? Okay. That's the level ground. Give me a new, of course, put that inside. We'll call this the rock. And we'll put the rock in there. And I think what I'll just actually do is just delete that. And delete that. I'll delete everything else outside. I'll delete everything I don't need, and then save it as a Blender file, and then we'll export the whole Blender file, because apparently that can work. I don't know how to separate the Blender files. So I'm just gonna delete everything else outside of it. Yeah. So instead of that, I'm gonna go into OBS. Call it 3D rock small dot blend. Save this. Go back to Godot. It's now re-importing this. So I got this. Beep. You know, when in doubt, yeah, just keep making it stupider and stupider until it's like, I guess this'll work. Does that mean I have more than one file now? Open recent 3D assets file. It would appear I might have deleted my, because I saved it and then removed it. I think I might have deleted my level by accident. Because now all that's in my 3D assets file is not my rock. So I'll have to recreate the level again, but that's shouldn't be a problem. Unless now the level's gonna think it's upset, right? I mean, so why is this not upset then? Yeah. No, open it anyway. What if I can export this out? Does it still play? Yeah, requested format unknown GLB. Wait, it's working. Pfft. Some GLB is broken. But what? Okay. Is it there's no GLBs in the stage though. Because now both of these are Blender files, allegedly. GLB. This rock small. Here's this. But now I've saved and deleted this mesh, so it shouldn't exist. Also, this rock small shouldn't exist either. So I'll have to go back through into my folder. And find that GLB. And for rock small, both of these, and delete. Couldn't find the item. The thing in there. I cannot find it. Try again. Okay, apparently I can't delete it either. So it's just gonna be there forever. Okay. Sure. Couldn't find a GLB. Oh, it's gone. Does this work now? Yes. Okay. Sure. Alright. Sure. This is my 3D assets. Let's open the other 3D rock small file. Let's turn off the UV or the normals. And I want to make this a little bit tiny. Okay. I wonder if I can do my modifier to do this. I don't like how smooth it is. I kind of like it being kind of, well, obviously it works thematically as it being more rough, so kind of like that. Ooh, the question is, I can save this, and Godot should re-import it, because there's a whole Blender file scene. Yep, and it changes. Neat! Yay! So all of that is now fixed. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Okay. Yeah. So now we got... Alright, it's not a game yet, because the whole train system that I want doesn't exactly work yet. And the level slowly disappears, and you can't get closer to the rock or this box. So, and if you keep playing, you get into this dull zone of nothing. But at least you can control character and do this. And rock might show up. Yeah. Yay, okay. So yeah, sorry I've had to like figure out the whole process of how to do this. Figuring out the, yeah. I don't like this harsh shadow terminator. That's what it's called. Enlightening the edge of where light meets dark, like this fine line here. That's called the terminator. And then it just has this harsh, real dark there. But I could add, I don't think you could have more than one directional light, but I could add another light of some kind. How many varied spotlight? Light bubble candle, spotlight, reflective light on lantern. I think I'll just add a regular this. Wow, nice and glowy now. Where is it? There it is. Near. So I want like an underlighting, but I don't want it to be so underlit that it's. I want it. Yeah, okay. I think a spotlight kind of going upward might work the best. Let's do that. Spotlight. Okay. It's hard to see. So we got that. And then we rotate it upwards. Let's turn the other light off. If I could do that. Neat. Okay. Whoa. That's a lot to take in. What's my idea? I want to have it so the Terminator's not as tough. Light. Range. Yeah, let's have it so it goes on forever. Angle. Super wide. A lot of energy. No fog. Size. A little bit of specular. Not really. Oh yeah, all three is gonna have to have it too. Like each lane, each individual lane's gonna have this. Probably. Ugh. That's kind of cool. But yeah, see how that kind of warms it up a little? Okay. Yeah, it's like this bounce light on, like this, if the snow was a certain color, it'd be like bouncing off onto the surface of everything. So that's kind of what I want. If I put it in the right position, how much this needs to be downtown? Moving up. I don't even know what. That. And maybe less, just enough energy, indirect, no fog, angle. Sure. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Can't believe I have to create bounce light. That's kind of lame. But it looks cool, eh? Yeah, see like the dark area. Not sure if I'd like that. So let us do 3 of these. Gonna have to range for the angle. This be more narrow. And then just enough. Something like that. And then I want 3 of them. For each lane here. So that when I go over to the left and right lanes, they'll also get hit. It's a little bright, so I'm not sure how to make it. Nice and glowy though. It's pretty cool. Okay. So that's another thing to worry about. Okay. So we could put it. We'll have to recreate the level mesh, which I could probably do better this time. Or I can work on the Parasprite and see how that looks. To work on something different. So we will add a new file. Yes. And this blend file will have the Parasprite. So we'll start with maybe a UV sphere or icosphere. I think UV is better. Okay. Let's minimize that. 20? Maybe 16 by 16? I mean, it could be less, because if I do a subdivision modifier. Yeah, already. Let's shade smooth. It's already got that. Yeah, we can totally decimate this a lot. Don't even need that. That's fine. Okay. Position. Right in the center. Okay, so we'll save this. Hang on. We'll call this the 3D Parasprite. Okay, so to make this now, wait for this. That's you. Put the pair sprite display on. Okay, so that's that. So get the ball, and then wing speed, flat, face. These could be 3D, or at least very simple. The feet can be very simple. Let's add a mesh that's a give me a cylinder. 5 or 6, maybe 6. Super small, super short. And then, yeah, okay. So this be a foot. Is this also shade smooth? There you go. Shorter. Basically that. Ugh. And then that'll be the foot. Okay. And then duplicate. So I think this is front. Hopefully. Positive X, Y. Yeah, okay. So we're looking at it from the front. So we will move these over. Let's check. So they kind of go behind, but that's kind of also turns. It's kind of a little misleading where these actually are supposed to be. Let's get these closer to here. Closer to the center. And a little bit closer here. Let's move these out. Just like that. And then like that. There's only 4 of them, right? Okay. Don't go crashing on me. I got like 10 programs on. Okay. So that's that. Save. And then we're gonna have the plane be the be the wings. It's a little bigger. X. Actually, Y needs to be perfect. Okay. Should I have 2 of them? Huh. Let's go inside. Edit. I mean, because there's technically 4 wings. I was gonna have like one big plane and it has all wings on it, but I could have each one be its own wing too. Yeah, this way. So we'll put this here. connect it. Like that. Dude. Flip. Oops. They're kind of about the same height. I guess these can be higher, and then we'll have two behind it. Below and smaller. And then we'll just align them, please. Where would a smaller be in front? What do you think? Let's see. They're all kind of sprayed out, so let's do this. Like that. That's it. Small is usually in front. Kind of like this, actually. Sure. And I can just go in here and just make them taller. Make these. Oops. Make these shorter. There you go. Jarvis, search pair spread in Google Images. I don't know. I got my good enough guy here. Yeah, because he's three-quarter turned, and all these are kind of about the same. Looks like, at least in here, the part of one's it's hard to tell. How do they even do it? Ugh. I think the big ones are on top. Not that this is gonna change any lore or anything, hopefully. Okay, we don't have to be that big. Yeah. Well, how's that looking? Just a general cookie then. Okay, it's got that. And next, what do I want? Let's do the face. So again, this will be whether or not I want it to be 2D or flat, or do that weird thing with all of this. Because I could have it be a flat texture just on front, but then as it rotates, it doesn't work. Or you have it be, I mean, not really 3D as much, so it'll probably just be this one, where it'll be a couple planes, and it'll just mock looking round. And it probably shouldn't be that round, because it'll have to be, because if it's actually going along with the curve of it, then it won't look 2D. It's hard to explain. So I'm gonna need a new plane. Okay. Let's see. Hey, welcome, Edgy. How you doing? I'm 3D modeling for the 3D Snowball game. Making a pear sprite. Ooh, nice. That fits right there. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out. So I could rotate it just a little bit. Make this a little big. And then what I'll do is that I'll have. But if the. No, it worked. Oh boy. I was having trouble with some of the meshes, and especially the materials were starting to break. But because I think I figured out that, like my material for this rock, I tried to figure out, and like it was going backwards, like the materials were flipped inside out. So, I don't know if it was like an alpha thing. I think it was an alpha thing, or some sort of calling. But yeah, so let us get this, and so I'll put a texture that's this eye, but the problem is that the eye is a circle. And what I could do is literally do colors instead. I'm thinking I could make this oval shape and then give it a Blender solid color and do that. Or I can literally just have this be well, actually, let's see. Let's add the subdivision modifier into this guy, and it already makes it this kind of shape. So we just pump this up a couple bit. Actually, we got a circle. We got an oval. Sick. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger. I think it's a little lower. Okay. So we'll take that, and then look at that. I don't know where my axis is. For some reason, it's actually kind of lower than you think with these eyes. So I want to put them out here. But then obviously to get not there. It's good enough. And then we'll put the UV texture on that. And then okay. It's like Kirby, but he got exploded. Mouth. If I want to do expressions, it might need to be that as a texture. But I think the only thing I did with the animation was I had like a smile and then I just turned it upside down. So I could just do that. I could make this a path too. Or I could go with another cube or something. And then destroy it a lot. I just need a plane actually. Select all, unselect that, delete faces. I just made a plane. Okay. Okay. Okay, should be shorter, and pump this up, and then let's go. This is, what's this called? Proportional editing. Let's add that, and one there. Ugh. Just one. Trying to click, but it moves it a little bit. Okay. So grab this, move it down. change my realm of influence, and then if I get it at the right one of these, I can bend it pretty good. Ah. Do I need this many blocks? Probably not. Oops. So I'm just trying to do that. Yay! 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 Okay. Let's go here and here and merge by last. Obviously it's only gonna work at one angle, but you know, it's a cutie. Okay. Okay. I think instead of doing the crazy UV thing I was doing before, I think I'm just gonna literally import, we'll see, the whole picture that I have already of the 2D version of this. Ooh, this shading's not gonna work. This lighting, it's gonna show that it's not quite set up the right way. Okay. New image, color. We'll be needing texture, or alpha. Alpha will be needed. Did I do that only on there? Yeah. Okay. So now we import the picture that I want. Okay. Come on. Okay. And we'll find it. What's my cheese table? I don't even know what that is. Ah. It's my least favorite part of, I mean, there's a lot of not great parts of Blender, but that's my least favorite part, is the trying to move the window planes here. Okay, so we got that. Let's unwrap it. Where is it? I should be able to see my... Here's my UV editor. There we go. That was some other weird thing. Okay, but this is the sprite sheet that I had for the original 2D version. So all I'm gonna do is match this up to make sure that's just being all inside of here with the right color. And thankfully it's all the right color anyway. So there we go. Let's go and eyeball. And so what I'll do is hopefully find this material, which I can call Sprite. Remove some of this, and we'll get some freak stuff like that until we do this. Turn off proportional editing. Hello. Rotate it until it makes sense. Which way is sense? I was like, oh, I gotta look over to see what my 2D version is, but it's right in front of me. So, like that. I might need to subdivide it. Or I need to apply some stuff. Let's go. What do I apply? I think there's a button to set active. I want to say that I want this modifier on all the time. There is an apply button here. Oh, it's just not allowed in edit mode. Okay, so now it's 1 billion points. Yay, okay. Yay, a bunch of points. So what I can do now is turn it until it's correct. So basically here. And then get this straight up. Zoom in. And then get it until it's filled. And if one of them's off, I can, what's called? There's a way to split it. There you go. Beep. There you go. Okay. They never did pair sprites after season 1. I think it was literally, were they ever in any other episode? I don't think so. Yeah, huh. Yeah, if you can find like a wiki or something that shows all of them, like all the appearances of them. UV editor. It appears that it is gone. Where'd it go? Where's my UV editor? Why can't I see my UV editor? What? 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 Should look like this. I should be able to see this on here. Oh, I don't have the UV? No, don't want that. I want to use my pair sprite. There it is. Okay. I could have just duplicated it, but at this point, I'm married to this sauce now. Okay. Get this be about the right size and shape and scale and everything. If some of these don't work, then I rip some of these that are falling off onto the blue. It's like a captcha. And put it there. Make sure that they're all inside. There we go. Ah, I can see forever. Okay. Apparently, Derpy gets mistaken for a pear sprite in season 6. That's so random. Huh. Yeah, what's even the context of that? Wow. I might need to add another blueberry up here. But at least for now I can try and squeeze this all more or less here. Obviously I don't like how rough this is. Oh, there we go. I turn off the roughness. Let's see. Set. No, okay. Starlight and Twilight see Derpy as a small dot in the distance before he crashes into the castle. Jeez, okay. Yeah, we got some deep cuts going on. Huh, yeah, no wonder. Wow. Thanks for looking that up. cool. These should be easy. Can I make multiple objects the same thing? Nope. But I wonder if I can take all of these and then unwrap them all. Oh, cool. Okay. You only have small cameos after the first episode. Okay, so they do appear. Where's my feet? Don't tell me to feet are on a different sheet or something. Huh? What color are they? They're black? Yeah, I don't think this has any black. Oh, eyebrow. Eyebrow black. Haha. Thank you, limited palette. Beep. There we go. Haha. It's working. It's giving mobile 2007 made for low budget. Yeah. Okay. These all. Or it's like those Ratatouille movie things where it's like it's like, oh, we gotta put it on the DS and a PS2 and a PS3, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's gotta work on every, doesn't have to be on every console. Where's my alpha? Transmission? Mission. Where's the way to set alpha type? Backface calling? I've had to do backface calling sometimes. Viewport display. Don't know. This is weird. Okay. Pop, 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 pop. Might have to do the same thing as the... If these doesn't work. That's good. You can see it's kind of getting all frickly. That's because it's being rendered in a certain way. The shading is. We'll see if this works actually inside of Godot. I'm very now curious to see how is this gonna look. That's why I'm trying to just do this fairly quick, you can see. So I could just try and speedrun modeling this. Because I can always save this and go back into it, you know. Why is it? Why is it way shorter than freaking out? Ugh. Maybe it's not smart UV'd correctly. Because in theory it should fill the whole space like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. Okay. Hopefully these others are okay. Okay. 2, move. There. Yay! Okay. And we got texture. Sorry, that's a little loud. You see, it's B. Oops. Way bigger. Maybe not that big. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Happy enough with that. That kind of works. Okay, so we got a billion different pieces, so hopefully they'll take it as one collection in Godot and be like, okay. And then, yeah. So let's do that. Actually, I think it's saved because it's already in the same folder. It should just give me it. So give me para sprite, 3D para sprite dot blend. Beep. Ha ha ha. It works. Ha ha ha. It doesn't work. Dang. Okay. What did we do with the? It's a little big. It's a giant mama sprite. That is so cool. Okay. I just always get tickled that it's like, oh my god, it just works. Mostly. Yay. Okay. So. Operations, alpha, straight, or none? No, it has to have some sort of alpha for this to work. It seems to have trouble with balls? I don't know. If that's the case, I can make a separate material, a separate blender material, just for the sphere. Maybe the sphere's not, I know if I select all these and shrink it. Oh, it's actually fine. Okay. Scale everything. Divide by 1.5. Maybe scale divide by another 1.1. Let's unwrap maybe this circle. Alright, it does have this going on. Maybe it needs to have a sphere of projection. Ugh. Sure. And then we'll double check to see alpha. It's on straight. Put none, then these break up here, the feathers, the wings. Pre-multiplied is a little different. You can see it's a little bit more translucent. Channel packed gets it to be that blue color again, and then straight makes it kind of more default. Let's see if that works. Then it's gonna re-upload, re-import. Oh, what happened? Interesting. It's not rotated, which means I'm on the wrong axis. So we need to rotate it 90 to the right side and make it even smaller. So I need to do this, rotate -90. Put this back here. And then scale it even smaller. -3 or something. Make it a little bit higher. If it's not going to work with that shading, what I can also do is make a new, take it off of that, make a new shader and give it this color. Yeah, give it a blue. Because it already has a kind of lighting, it might already make this kind of, this shader thing going on anyway. So I can either make it RTX, what was the new one that has like the AI new shader thing that breaks everything? Or we can turn that on. Still a little bit to have some roughness. Metallic. Maybe just a little. Alpha 100%. Okay. So that's that. Save that. Back into here. And... yep, here we go. Interesting. Okay. This implies that it's some sort of other issue. Because I'm looking at all of this crumminess, and it might be some other sort of issue. Turn out some of the lights. I was waiting for some lights to tell me any information. Could be a light. Could be something else. Who knows? Let's put back on the floor. And then kind of push you. Let's put you on the right. Either way, I think I'm gonna call this a good enough day for now. Some pretty good progress we did. Yeah, let's see how this looks. Okay, so we got the level to now move towards us. We'll have to pack the objects into that level, add collisions to each individual object, and then, yeah, I'll probably play with the lighting a little better. Obviously there's no animation for anything yet. Player works. And yeah, we got the rock, we had that level that disappeared. And now we got the Paraspray, which actually renders okay. Let's get a little closer up. If I can figure out how to do that. Getting right next to the camera. Look at that. Lower into the light. Just want a better look at this. Yeah. I don't think the lighting is messing it up. Or at least not too much. Huh. What a move and zoom in on it. It's in there. Yeah, whatever. It should just be flat colored. But all of this is freaking me out. Huh. Here we got the rock. There you go. Who did we say was playing the rock in the movie you were saying? They had to crush a girl or something. Let's see. Let's move it down. Oh, we could add a little snow patch or something to put some snow around it or something. That's what these lanes are supposed to be. These raised, these parts are like snow banks, I think they're called. I mean, there are snow banks, but I'm not sure if that's this is meaning. So basically to be more visible that of how gameplay wise this is the lanes that boop 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 that it can be inside as you go down the hill. So yeah, that Paris bar definitely helps put the whole room together, doesn't it? Looks pretty good. Pretty convincing, I'd say so myself. Okay. But yeah, I think I'll call it here for tonight. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks for allowing me to struggle with all this today. When will this be done? Who knows? It's gonna be done when I got finals this week and next week, so right after this I'm just gonna have food and then drill into that and just do all of my art projects. So won't be able to work on this too much until like end of April basically, and even then, you know, want to not be stuck doing this every day or all the time. So, but this is definitely fun. We'll go to source time. Wrap it up. Not gonna try and do it too hard, because I think the last time I was working on it in 2D with the first version, I was working on it basically like almost 24/7 as long as I was awake, you know, where I was really, there was like a couple weeks or months, like I think I had like a month where I really like every single day was like really drilling into it to make the game. And then right at the end I got the glitch where I wasn't able to go back on the ground and I couldn't figure it out. And then all of that just mentally was like, I can't do this. And it's like all this work I put into, you know, spending, you know, probably over 50 hours on it or something. And it's like, can't get it to work, and AI and everything else is, you know, all the help and support didn't help. And it's like, why? Why? So I got so upset. So only now, you know, this year I've been like, what if it's in 3D and see if this works, you know? So now restarting development on it basically, but I should be able to reuse a bunch of the other menus and stuff. Like still got the hat menu and other stuff that I could reuse. So it's basically just taking what I've already created with all the game design docs and stuff and then just reimagining it basically. So there's still a lot of concepts and stuff I would just have to recreate, but on the whole it's basically just, you know, seeing what I already got most of what I need to make at least one section. You know, I could make the parasprite, make that little make that its own symbol with animations and stuff, and then make the rock have a collision and then put those into a train car and then have that RNG box magic thing and have that move, generate the train car and then shoot it towards the camera, and then that'll be pretty much that. It'll just be making more assets and then making the train cars, and then that's pretty much the game. I don't know. Yeah, because I did do a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I did already made a level of music and sound effects, got a title screen, you know, got the hat collection set up and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it really was like almost complete before I got the glitch. That was like, huh, you know, if that didn't, yeah, if that glitch didn't happen, then I might have spent like another week or two way back in last summer or whatever, like probably like last fall, and probably would have been out by then. Would have already been done by like, I don't know, November or something. So, oh well. So this might take a while. I mean, it gets faster as you work on it, you know, where it's like, does GLB 2.0 works? Does, do I need to make an FBX? I thought I was going to do an FBX. Would have been the easiest, but apparently just using Blender is actually not that bad. Yeah. Welcome, Irish. I guess right after this, you can watch the VOD. You can watch me struggle through making this. I'll just, yeah. Boop. Yeah, I made this so far. So, yeah, I want to see how this got created. Need write soon. Column. Yeah, I'm using my, using my Google Calendar and, put all my classes in. I even put like when I'm supposed to leave. So I can be like, ooh, at 8 o'clock, I gotta leave as my commute. And I put that on my Google Calendar, and then reminds me on that. So then it's like, you know, like at 7:30, it's like beep beep, get ready to leave, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just on me, but yeah, that's a little. What else I do? We can also see here if my hands work. I have a hand. Check this out. This is the time and day, and every stream has this. So Saturday, I'm clipping way over there. Saturday at 12 p.m. PST or 3 p.m. EST or wherever you are. Add or subtract time from that on Saturdays. That's when we start. And you know, we go for about 3 hours or so. So yeah, add that to your calendar or so. Or I guess also if you're subscribed, then it might give you that notification, but I've never been. I guess you can also do to notify me, but because I do the stream notifications like half hour before live. What was I saying? So yeah, you would have to already know when the start time is and get notified to then put the click on notification bell. And even then, yeah. Well, you have notifications off. That's the biggest thing. Well, thank you for subscribing, but yeah, if you wanted to know when the streams are, that'd be the next step. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's coming along. I could just quickly show you one more time, and then I gotta end after this. So made the level come towards you. Got a rock, and I got a Parasprite model, and then you can move and control and stuff. So it's working pretty well so far. Still gonna be a lot of work. But I've already described a lot of it already, so I'm not gonna repeat myself with other people that already know. But yeah, it's coming together. Might take a couple more months of full-on development. For everything. But to get the level set up, I can probably already set that up, you know, in a couple hours, you know, to make an actual level. Might not take too long. I'm just thinking of like the shops, the menus, the other calculation stuff. Checking for other glitches, any kind of make sure you can't like double jump into a wall and beat the world, you know. Credits warp or something, you know. All those kind of like speedrun things. That's like, oh boy, if I do this. So I've been very careful like what you can do with the game, control wise, to make sure that you can't keep going, or add a bunch of like fail safes and stuff to make sure that nothing can break. So I'm gonna double check on that again. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys. Next week, what should we do? We could work on this again, or we could work on the movie. Honestly, I want to work on this again just because I feel so close. But we'll see. We'll work on something creative next week. Whatever project that'll be, I'll figure out. Oh, doesn't Tomodachi Life come out? Or does that come out yet? Living a Dream. Not that I care enough to get that. But yeah. Trying to think of anything else that's game or whatever. Yeah. I gotta work on the Lego too. I think I've actually been working on the Lego board in the game this past week. I got like 2 more bags of Lego Yoshi and Mario done, assembled. So I was thinking I can work on it enough that there'd be 2 or 3 bags left, and then do a stream where I finish it. So yeah, so whatever that'll be. Tomodachi is within a week. Gotcha. Next Thursday. Yeah, I'm not really planning on getting that. And Rhythm Heaven is now announced for like July. So that's a little bit later. I don't know. It's not a, that would be a big break to do something. Huh. I'll think about it. But I'm leaning towards not doing Tomodachi Life. I don't think I'll explain that next time. I'm hungry. Will I be working on it? The game, probably not. I'll probably be working on the Lego board. And that's just like I sit down and work on that for like an hour or so. It's kind of actually kind of almost relaxing until had some. It's fun to like put like a subsection together and be like, wow, look, I made Yoshi's butt, yay! And then it's like, can you put that on top of everything that's already assembled? And it's like has one picture at one angle, and it's like puts an arrow that's kind of disambiguous, and it's like, oh, I don't know how to put this together. Ooh. Creative. Yeah, the Tomodachi Life is coming out soon. Yeah, or even Rhythm Heaven too, for that matter. It's weird that there's no Direct. Yeah, there's no Nintendo Direct for some of this like announcement stuff, or they're just relying on the Nintendo Today app to be like your #1 source for Nintendo news is to use Nintendo Today app. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't care about what Wario's farts smell like every couple days. That's a legit thing. Yeah. Do giant poetry. Well, I just had fun with Pokopia, just doing the voice acting. It was a slog to get through the tutorial. It took like a month to get through the story of the tutorial. And I've seen from my dad's playthrough of the next area of how more involved it is. That's like, oh, okay. It seems more complicated and much more grander scope. That's like, gonna get overwhelmed. Where the facing of like, do I do the story just to be able to do more things, or try and do more creative stuff, but then slow down on what I can do or have access to, you know? Because with Pokopia, you learn HMs basically, and that'll make things easier, you know? So you gotta do the story, but then you're just then doing just story, which can be boring. So I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, okay. Thank you guys. I'm gonna wrap this up now. So anything else we'll talk about next week or so. Alrighty. Thank you guys. We'll do something next week fun. It'll be fun. We always have fun. We always have fun together. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the last full week of my class semester. So I more or less might be I'm pretty frazzled right now, so by next week I should hopefully have like 1 or 2 more classes that I need to do after that in 2 weeks. But yeah, it's basically the final week is in 2 weeks, so wish me luck on that. I got a lot to do. Half the classes are 2 or 3 part weeks, so yeah. But we'll get the 3D execution of the Unreal environment that I'm working with 2 partners. So that'll hopefully be done by next Thursday, this coming Thursday. So wish me luck on that. Just so much. There's 5 classes of everything I need to do. So Yeah. Alrighty, thank you. Alright, bye-bye. See you next week. Take care. Yay. Yeah. Alright, bye-bye.